This session is called From Catwalk to Cart, How Fashion Brands Are Using Tech to Drive Sales. And it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage Lara Schmoisman, who is the founder of The Darl. So Lara, please come up on stage. Let's have a round of applause for her. We also have Marie Driscoll, who is a fashion, beauty, and luxury retail expert. She is a real veteran of the industry, so please welcome Marie. This next one, so if you guys didn't see it, the Horse Hub presentation. So we have Lala Asma Aliou, who's the CMO at Horse Hub and the co-founder of Almi AI. And then we have a new Raman, who's the retail director of Buccellati, which is a luxury jewelry brand. So please welcome to the stage.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here today. As you know, I'm the CEO of The Darl. Many of you know me for working in the beauty and wellness industry, but surprise, I have connections also in the fashion industry and accessory industries, and it's something that I really love to work with. And today we have an amazing panel, people that I got to know in the last few weeks, and I'm so impressed for what they're doing, each one of them. And are you ready for it? So let's get this rolling. And I want to start with Lala. Lala's a little nervous today, but let's make her feel comfortable. So Lala, can you tell us a little more about how does the new end-to-end pipeline looks like what you do AI modeling like you did for Horse Hub?
So with Horse Hub, we started I met Sarita and I said, what's your pain point? And she said, she was doing it for 4 years. So I'm like, how about we use AI and we just can cut off all the sketching? And for me, I came from a background of architecture. So I used to sketch all night long and everything. And now we moved from sketching to prototyping all with AI with one prompt. So I'm like, hey, Sarita, we can do it with AI. We can create for you AI avatars. We cut off all the modeling, the hair, the stuff, everything. And then even for your collection, we can design it all with AI. And then we can get your data. So what I did with her, I did an onboarding session, which was the most important thing. I created 75 pages of brand DNA book, which is the persona, the manifesto, and everything. And I gave it to an agent. I kind of raised the agent. I'm like, hey, you're taking care of Horse Hub. You know it by heart. You give me the collection. This is the target. This is the fabric we're gonna use. This is everything. And then boom, we generated a whole line just with AI, and we were out in the market in 3 months. So normally with the fashion industry, this is rare. I think it's the only luxury equestrian brand that did it in 3 months, and you saw the results. And the jacket that you saw were generated actually, I was in Luxembourg when we were about to come here, and I did it maybe going to a castle. I was just going in a telefreak, and I did it in 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, give me something. I need to give it to Perfect Corp so they can accept. And I did it while I was watching, doing some other stuff, and then we just had the whole collection in minutes. And you saw how beautiful it was. Every single detail, the fabric, the texture, everything was there.
Amazing. So Marie, you coming from the retail side, and you see that there is a shift. How is the physical store changing, and what technologies are bridging the gap between online and a physical store?
So post-COVID, people wanted to go back to stores. So you've got to give them a reason to go back to stores and a reason to go back again and again and again. Before COVID, consumers had stopped going to stores, right? Traffic was declining because there was no service, there was no discovery, there was no fun. So what do we want in a store today? It's got to be better than the online experience, because I can shop all day long on my phone, on my computer, on an iPad, all over the place. So a store has to give me a reason for showing up. So that can be new product, discovery, experiences, building community, like the opportunity to learn. And really, for each retailer, it's different, but those are really the qualities and the aspects of what physical retail has to have. I think that online has made all of us very sensitive to waiting for anything, very impatient for anything. So, like, if we can take the speed of one-click checkout that we have on Amazon and so many other platforms today, and bring that into the store, that's great. So, speeding up checkout is really big. Using technology, it's amazing how like a little thing like in a dressing room having options about mirrors that show you different lights for different times of the day, how that might change your ability to choose a swimming suit or an evening gown. That's the use of technology, and I think that that's actually what makes a physical store different than an online experience. You don't really have that in online experiences.
And Karen Giverson is joining us.
Hey.
She's the president of the Accessory Council. Thank you for being here. So as we continue to have this conversation about AI and the physical stores, I want to ask you, Anu, like at Buccellati, did I say it right?
Buccellati.
Buccellati. I know it's known for the heritage, for the craftsman. How do you use technology just to combine these two worlds of heritage, but the modern world?
Yeah, so it's an interesting question, right? Because first of all, I want to thank you guys for all being here and staying for this particular panel. And I want to ask you, as the audience, a question. How many of you know who Buccellati is? Just raise your hands, I can actually see. Really? Okay, fantastic. So for those of you who don't, I would advise if you guys have your phones handy, which all of you do, you can check out our website, buccellati.com. We're an Italian jeweler that's been around since 1919, and all of our product is handmade, right? So there are some things that technology and AI are never going to replace, and that is the legacy of this craftsmanship that Buccellati brings. And we are a luxury jeweler. We are not for everyone. Each piece is handcrafted in Milan, and that will always exist. Now, the way we weave AI into the experience, really, it's always going to be an augmentation of what our luxury client is looking for. And for me, I think it is twofold. One is because our product is handmade. It's sometimes sold out because of demand and popularity. So the virtual try-on, for example, allows our clients in boutique and or online to try a piece on and then put the special order in, right? It gives you a really good idea of what that looks like on you, so that you can make that decision in which color of gold, which type of engraving, things like that. Additionally, I think the second part is connecting with the younger client group, right? In luxury, despite the fact that we're not the early adopters in technology, certainly, but our younger client has this expectation that that is a part of the journey, that it's part of the omni-channel experience that we're providing. So while Buccellati is, not a consumer packaged good like some of the other panelists we've had here, we are becoming more technology driven just because of these, supply-demand situations, and also our younger client. We want to be able to connect with them. They have busy lives. We all have busy lives. You don't always have access to a Buccellati store and or the ability to connect with a brand ambassador, right? So for us, the experience is an extension of any experience you would have within the store itself. And that's how it would look for us.
Very cool.
Amazing.
So Karen, I know you just got in, but I want to ask you, because you not only have the understanding of what's going on with brands from the Accessory Council, also you have expertise and education on AI. So how do you see AI and emerging technologies transforming the accessory industry? And when it's through personalization, what do you see that the new trends are coming for?
Well, I think overall, the accessory industry, the fashion industry, we're not early adapters. We're a little slow. So I think everyone understands that AI is a new reality and they need to adapt and adjust. That some companies, even big companies, are a little slower to incorporate it than I would think. But definitely we see it coming, and we're huge ambassadors of the technology and encouraging people to incorporate it into all sorts of facets of their business. Where I see people doing it is exactly what you talked about, the virtual try-on, that they can physically see their product on a model, and hopefully that will be a technology that will help them reduce return rates online, and it will be an effective and measurable tool. So you can see what it looks like, or you can pick your glasses out. And then I would say, on the other hand, we have some companies who are led by technology and AI technology. Like we have an optical company called Breezum that scans your face, measures your face, and prints the glasses out to fit you individually. So we go from, just adapting to super adapters.
Thank you. Lala. I was talking to you the other day, and I learned something that I didn't know that even was possible yet, and it's about an AI avatar. I would love for you to explain what an AI avatar is and how this goes beyond storytelling, and how you can manage to deliver results and add or reduce value by using them.
So then the good thing about having an AI avatar is like you create models online that you can use and you train them again, but this is the physical model, and you just create his persona, you create exactly how he's gonna look. So you can create a kid, an adult, a man, whatever you want. And actually sometimes the AI model looks very good. Like we had a model that was very good looking, we couldn't find the matching one. So it was hard. So we dress it, and we can change, and as that we use the AR and VR, which is very nice. And it just like, and what is good about it, like it's easy to go to market. With an AI avatar is easier than having a real model, which I believe like it's faster to get sales, and then you can also post online with social media. It's faster, you can create reels and generate sales. And this is a good part about having an AI avatar.
But also you were telling me about accelerating not only the go-to-market, but also in the savings that it can create for any brand, really.
Wait, how many of you have experienced like they wanted to launch a product or a business and they stopped because of the amount of money involved in launching a brand? Over here, like anybody had struggled to go to market like that fast? Okay. Okay, thank you. So the thing is, like when you have an AI avatar, you cut off you cut off the human resource that you're gonna need, and they are smarter and faster. You can sleep and you have like thousands of things generated, and you wake up in the morning, the whole job is done. So that's very good. And also this is a very good outcome, I feel. Yeah. Like I love AI because AI is a co-creator, right? So in my app that I created, it's called All My AI, your all-in-one AI co-creator. So I feel AI is not taking your job, is your co-creator. We are the one who have the idea, because ideas and imagination are unlimited, but knowledge is limited. So I feel that AI is the one who executes your idea, then it's easier to deliver. That's how I feel about it.
Absolutely. So Anu, you are in the luxury industry, in the very luxury industry. And which is very challenging, because someone who is going to buy a luxury product wants to touch it, wants to feel it. And I want to understand, what technologies are you finding that they are the most efficient for you, or they bring you extra revenue by using them?
Yeah, so I think we can all agree that most discovery of any given brand these days is really digital, right? It used to be print maybe, or walking up and down a high street, but for most of us, I would say that that has shifted to a digital perspective, whether that's social or those little annoying ads that pop up on your, webpage. So for me, I think the ability to embed that in a predictive, generative, right, type of way for a brand like ours is maybe the starting point of how we do it. And we have moved into doing a lot more predictive digital, moving into AIEO. But at the same time, with that discovery, right, that's wonderful, but you have to then drive to store. Because to your point, at some level, you do want to touch, feel, and interact with that product, and that creation really until you fall so much in love with it that you want to buy
I love that you said about at some point, because in the luxury purchase, at some point when you are going to spend that amount of money for a luxury item, is because something that you saw or you touched or you felt before. And you want to have that experience.
Yes, so essentially, any of these tools are driving to a store, whether that's online as e-commerce, or really for us, the drive would be for in-boutique, because our brand ambassadors are really experts in what they do. And remember, Buccellati does both jewelry as well as silver for the home. So this discovery could be within the jewelry spectrum, but also in 925 sterling silver flatware and decorative items for the home. So, what's that trajectory look like? It's instead of sending a 50-pound silver statue or vase to someone's house to see if it fits in that space, being able to project that image into the space they want to fit it in without having to do that movement and logistics. Right, that's one way of thinking about it. And then the rest of it happens from an in real life person, and it's sent and all of that. The other part of it is also this ability to deepen the relationship with our client, because again, not everybody has access to a Buccellati store. We're not ubiquitous like a CVS, right? Our product is generational. It's not consumable like some of the other products we've talked about here. So people purchase our product, hand it down. So building that relationship really is the way we would look at these tools as we moved on in this journey.
So, Marie, talking about retail, but now we have a whole new world of social commerce. So what social commerce platforms you see that they are a good place to create or bring consumers without using apps?
Well, so certainly TikTok is the big social commerce, right? YouTube does a fair amount of live selling. And Instagram is really big. When I think about AI and its impact on retail, because I'm very close with brands that really care about their brand face and their brand relationship with the consumer, I feel that many retailers want to keep the AI back of the store, not necessarily the relationship with the consumer. They'll use it for emails, but like some of the real opportunities, I think, is like if you're capturing data on me, if it's in an app, and all right, Marie's shopping at Bergdorf's, and Marie has bought these pants and this brand and this cosmetics, and this is what she's returned. Like the smartest use of AI would be to know what to deliver me next. When you don't have the blouse that matches the pants, to give me another suggestion, and also to look at what I've returned and try and capture that so that you don't send me things that I'm going to return. It's like, because returns are such a big cost for retailers that if you could use AI and combine the information of my shopping patterns, my sizes, what you have in the store that's available for me, or what you have in the DC that's available for me, and then kind of factor in my behavior around returns, you could make retailing, you could get my average ticket higher, my loyalty better, and I think that would be a real win for retailers.
Karen, so what do you see as a use of AI technologies and how the accessory industry can utilize those technologies to expand and to convert followers into consumers also, and vice versa? How can we get the consumers in becoming brand ambassadors?
Well, I think what Marie said about using it to really identify the customer, identify trends, to be very in touch with your inventory, what's working, what isn't working, are there color trends that you can pull out across? The ability to break down data in a very quick manner is a gift when you need to react and reorder or make decisions about what you're going to be doing next season. So certainly from the front end and from the data analysis point, it's an amazing gift. And then from the back end, we're seeing companies use it to shorten their time, whether it's a contract, looking at a purchase order, looking at the terms, seeing what might have changed from this year and last year, things that will ultimately either raise red flags or help them answer questions so they can put more time into being great merchants and looking at that data. So if it saves you time on some of the operational things, you have the gift of putting more time to your products and delivering an amazing service.
Thank you. Okay, I have a quick question that I would love each one of you to answer, and I have a few of them. The first one is about social commerce, because right now social commerce is becoming such a big part of our world, but also I want to know from Lala talking about getting these AI avatars, from Anu talking about in a luxury brand that for you is actually expensive to give so many products. So how are you using the use of content creators, influencers, or how do you make those decisions also from a retail point of view? Is it worth it to use content creators? So I would love from your point of view to tell me each one. You have each one a minute. Let's start with you, Mary.
So is it worth it to use content creators? Yes, because they're authentic. One of the things that, if it's too apparent that you're using a content creator that you're paying, I think user-generated content is the most important. I really do. I just asked after the last session, or 2 sessions ago, so if I'm using ChatGPT to get me the right skincare, is it feeding in ads? Because if it is, then I don't trust it anymore. It's like, I really want to be able to trust that when you make a recommendation to me, it's with your heart. And I think that we live in a time when trust is so important that, user-generated content is really important, and authentic influencers, and people that speak for the brand authentically. I love the Ask Ralph for style advice. That was just launched last week for Ralph Lauren. That would be perfect. Like, I trust the people at Ralph to give me style.
All right, cool. So, Lala, how do you use these AI avatars in the social media and e-commerce space?
So for me, content creation sometimes gets very expensive. I always think of my clients and I see how you can have return on investments. So I like to have a real one behind the scene, a content creator who knows his SEO, his GEO and everything, so we can rank with the keywords, right?
Yeah.
without having to spend so much money with
You
Google
kind of
Ads.
just ruined my next question, so you know.
Yeah, so for me, like, it's very good to have someone behind the scene, a human doing it, but I also trust the AI. I love AI, so co-creating with AI is good, it's faster, things get done. You don't got to go back. You trained him, he knows how to do it. You co-create, you tell him, I want this. Instead of having one blog made by a human, you have 20 or hundreds. And instead of one post in social media, you're going to have thousands and you're done. So for me, co-creating with AI is better than just by yourself.
Anu?
So I think I have a different view, but I agree to some extent with what Marie had to say. In terms of our brand and a brand like ours with this, it's really more brand awareness based, not so much actually generating revenue. And content creation, I think, is something we could consider, but because, you know, when you become part of a bigger brand and you have brand standards and all of these other things you need to keep in mind, that process can become very large and difficult and expensive. So for us, I mean, user-generated content, I think it creates, to your point, a sense of trust that, right, you're not being advertised, like you don't have an advertisement that is being given to you. You're trusting this person from a, you know, a very organic place.
And even community.
And yes, exactly. So with product or, you know, with creations like ours, that's really where the synergy will exist for us.
Karen?
Well, I'm going to answer it with my magazine hat on, because we also have Accessories Magazine, and so our product is the information that we put out in the magazine, and what we tend to do is we don't use it to create the content in the magazine, but we use it to help us deliver it in a way that readers are going to pick it up more often. So we might take a story and put it into ChatGPT and have it give us a headline that's going to be more search friendly, or give us the hashtags that will make it more search friendly. So when we post it onto the different sites, whether it's, you know, LinkedIn might say something different than Instagram or Facebook. So we really tailor it a little bit so it will be more searchable, and then we click, you know, we want everyone to click on it because ultimately it's about buying your product. So if we're featuring something beautiful that you made, they're not going to buy it from us. We want to deliver it through you. So the better we do, the better we will do for our members and for the people that we feature.
Very cool. So we have 30 seconds of each one of you for the next question. Otherwise, Adam will get really upset with me. But so we just talked, and Lala kind of ruined my question, about how we use SEO and GEO for ranking. I mean, now the people are looking for stuff in social media, also in AI, ChatGPT, and they ask questions. So what tools are you using, and how are you becoming visible?
So I think you need a new toolbox now, right? Because we've moved from Google, and we've moved from, I mean, people are still on Facebook and they're still searching Amazon, and Amazon's certainly benefiting from it. But if we're searching in Perplexity and we're searching in ChatGPT, you need a new toolbox. And frankly, I don't know what you would look for, but I do know that when you look at the power of the ads that you create, you want to look across all the different points that the consumer could potentially buy. So on brand.com, which might be Shopify, you want to look on Amazon, you want to look on TikTok Shop, because your spend is being filtered across all of that.
Yeah, and you want to structure your data so you're found everywhere. What about you, Lala?
So me, this is something I love actually, it's SEO. Every time I have a digital AI creative agency, so the first thing before I start, I always do very good technical SEO. Then I move to the SEO. We do very good our meta description. We use the long keywords and the short one, and we know how to place them in every single page. Most of the page we do like within few months. As I said, even for Horse Hub, she's already having 10,000 of visitor per day, not paying Google Ads. or Meta. This is how I do it. So for me, like SEO is very important, but there is a way to put SEO and GEO, which is generative engine optimization, because right now a lot of people are using actually ChatGPT to search something. So you just do it together, but there is also a way to also use LinkedIn. And I'm going to go just the same thing. I have created an SEO agent, but behind it there is a genius SEO that I have. So we created very nice that she knows exactly how to do it. And we are very good with building a very high Google authority, backlinks and everything. So we don't leave anything. It's an algorithm and you have to win it, right? So if you do everything, it's like math, 1 + 1 + 1. So if you do all your check mark, you pass. So we just make sure we pass the whole grain, and we're good about that.
I think I fall into a space for Bucciolati specifically where I'm very fortunate. People Google, or in Perplexity even, will specify a collection. So, you know, it's a little bit different for us. If they've gotten to that level of discovery, they're not Googling random Italian jeweler, right? They're Googling a specific, or they're looking for a specific collection. So then it leads them through to our website. But for us, any of these tools is really drive to store, and that's where we would look to optimize any of these to have finally that in-store experience at a certain point.
Yeah, we work very hard to make sure that we're titling and posting everything in a way that it's incredibly searchable. Sometimes I use different tools. I might use ChatGPT, or I might use Claude, or a different, just to see what different results I get, so experiment with it. Encourage people to play.
All right, and we made it on time. Thank you so much. This was an amazing panel, wasn't it? Thank you.
Thank you.